Fellas, welcome back. Late
Right.
recording, episode
Oh yeah.
3 of Ramblers Radio. We are back. We are having a big episode today. We had a change of plans. Actually, quite a few. And by any
Yeah.
change of plans, I mean multiple. We are
Lots.
actually coming to you Friday night instead of Monday night. So normally, Fridays are when the episodes come out, but we didn't want to record Monday because we wanted to wait to talk about the Bad Batch season 3 from premiere, which we will talk about today. That will be our primary topic. And then we couldn't do Wednesday, and
Tuesday.
we could have done Thursday. But I just ended up getting home super late, so that didn't really happen. And now we're here. We are able to record Friday, and this will be coming to you this weekend. So, Code, how we doing? How we feeling?
Feeling great, man. I mean, it's a Friday night. We're a little bit cooked with a late night recording session, but here we are. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this episode.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into our first segment. Let's get into some news. What we got? What we got?
Oh, okay. So we got some juicy news. I'm gonna go from least juicy to most juicy. So starting out, right? First thing, Acolyte news. Nobody really cares, but there is a rumored release date going around that is June 5th, 2024, which does align with our previous predictions of summer. So that's probably correct, which is going to be interesting because Bad Batch ends in May and that starts up in June, so we'll have a very short in between period if
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
So
Very
next
very
thing I want to talk
nice.
about, yeah, Bad Batch season 3, obviously released. First 3 episodes that have premiered, um, and we did lie to you guys a little bit. It is not releasing at what 9 o'clock Eastern time. It is
It doesn't
releasing.
release Tuesday nights. It releases Monday
No,
or
it's
not Monday.
releasing
Wednesdays at
at
midnight.
3 a.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Pacific. So that's really unfortunate. I don't know why they changed that back. I know me and Smoke were a little bit disappointed about that, but that's just the way it is. Um, there is one minor thing I also want to talk about. Um, we'll talk about that when it comes to the short segment. I'll save that. So this is going to be a big section of this news segment. I'm sure many of you have heard the news, but the Battlefront collection, the OG Star Wars Battlefront collection, is being re-released. So essentially what this is, if you don't know, I'll catch you up completely. It is the original Star Wars Battlefront 2004 and Battlefront 2 2005 are going to be re-released as one whole game together, and it's going to release on the Xbox Series consoles, the Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, PC. Basically, everywhere. Every console is going to get this, and they are going to put the servers back up. So we are going to have 64-player multiplayer, just like, I never played these games multiplayer, but we are in
Yeah.
desperate need of a Star Wars multiplayer game, and this is it's so exciting. So I'm going to get into a little bit of the tidbits here in case you guys don't really know. So as far as we know, this is kind of unfortunate, but there is no word on crossplay. So hopefully there will be crossplay, but we haven't heard anything about that. But there is cross-gen, so if your buddy has an Xbox One and you have a Series X, you can play together. Releasing March 14th, and it will retail for $35, I believe. You can actually
Insane W of a price, by the way. Immaculate W of a price.
really good price, and we're gonna get into that price point and the value in a second here. You can actually pre-order it now, and if you pre-order it on every console except the PlayStations, you get a 10% discount. So I pre-ordered it yesterday for like $31, so you get a couple dollars off. That's always pretty good. And I know on Xbox, I don't know about the other consoles, but on Xbox you can preload it once you have purchased it,
Yep.
so you can jump right in. If you are on PlayStation, you will need PS Plus for that 10% discount, though. So, sorry, PlayStation players. Tough. Um, and then if you are on PC specifically, if you use Steam, you can get 20% off if you pre order it and you own one of the original Battlefront games. So, there you go. Those are your discounts. Um, so, now moving on to the actual specifics of this. It's going to be the two games. They will be separate, but they will be in one game. And we are getting all the DLC for these games. So originally the DLC only released on Xbox, so I've always had this on my version of Battlefront 2. But this is releasing for all consoles. So Battlefront 1 is going to get the Jabba's Palace map, and then Battlefront 2 will get Kit Fisto and Asajj Ventress, which I didn't even know were exclusive because I just always had them. But that's an Xbox exclusive. So everybody's going to get those.
Really?
What?
Really? That like console
Yeah.
exclusive heroes? That's crazy.
Yeah, Asajj Ventress and Kit Fisto were Xbox exclusive, but now they're coming to everybody. In fact, all this DLC was Xbox exclusive. I don't know why. So basically, all Battlefront 1 gets is Jabba's Palace map, which most of us are going to be playing Battlefront 2, I'm going to be honest. So Battlefront 2 is going to get the two heroes and then a bunch of maps. So you're going to get Bespin Cloud City, Renvar Harbor, Renvar Citadel, and the Yavin 4 Arena. So that's all your content right there. And the hero assault game mode, which is basically heroes versus villains, is going to be on all maps, not just Tatooine. So there we go. That is all your news. This is super exciting. I know me and Smoke are going to be reliving our Glory Battlefront days for a little bit here. Really exciting news, guys.
Lot longer than any that we've done in like 2022, 2023.
Yeah,
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 for a substantial amount of time.
yeah.
Just some minor things that
Yeah, go ahead.
we do have a couple actors saying that they want to return to Star Wars or debut in live action.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Samuel L. Jackson being a little goofy, saying that Mace Windu's not dead. Um,
Yeah, he's
but
been yapping
but
about that for a
I'm,
while.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Uh,
He's
Mace
probably
Windu
gone.
coming back. Would it make sense? I don't know, man. It's just like
There's
you
one, and
gotta,
then there's one more actor
yeah,
too. I recall this now. Now that you mention it.
yeah. And then Cameron Monaghan saying he would like
Yeah,
to debut as Cal Kestis in live action, which is
it
something
was
that
meaningful.
everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to
Everyone
see
wants to see
this.
it. Personally,
Yep,
I don't want to see it after. I don't want it to spoil anything about the games. As long as it's before Survivor, we're good. Um,
yep,
but until we finish this trilogy, I think we shouldn't like spoil it.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That
just
makes
me though.
sense.
And he also mentioned that he wouldn't come back unless it's meaningful. Which, I mean, who knows? You give a man a big enough paycheck, every man has a price.
Yeah, yeah. But that's all the news we got. I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
yeah. All right, let's get into the main topic.
Ooh,
The
baby.
Bad Batch season 3 premiere, the final season premiere of the Bad Batch. We got 3 episodes. Titled episode 1 was Confined, which covered basically the exposition of Tantus as well as
Hmm.
uh, how Omega is dealing with life in prison and how she's like has this hope of escaping, and then but there just comes every reason to not try to escape, which obviously doesn't end up living too well. But and then episode 2 dealing with dealing with Hunter and Wrecker specifically, which I really liked. I really liked the new dynamic of exploring the past Empire cloning projects with those Slithervine things, having to completely abandon it, and then seeing how they basically disposed of the clone cadets because
Yeah.
they don't really serve a purpose outside of just being experiments and stuff because they're not old enough to like fight in military and whatnot. Seeing how they survived, very very cool, very nice. I wouldn't say it's a main plot line, but it was definitely needed because it's the startup. It's the startup of like their big journey. I think it is what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then episode 3 to me was the highlight. It was definitely the
for
highlight
sure.
of the premiere. Seeing Project Necromancer, even though there are, I'm gonna go on a rant about that pretty soon because there
Oh,
is something
I
that
think I know what you're gonna talk. I think I know what you're gonna talk about.
there was something that
Unfortunately,
a few people have said that
yeah.
just are not don't line up the code, but
Star Wars
um,
theory.
doing that and then just seeing Palpatine as always is just so cool. Ian McDermott
Yeah,
is a treat. And then seeing how
he's a
Crosshair and Omega,
snack.
okay, seeing how seeing how Crosshair and Omega escaped was really nice. Uh, yeah, seeing how basically Crosshair not even living up to what he says, and like I wouldn't hesitate to leave you behind. That doesn't really end up happening. They Crosshair and Omega end up sticking to one another because they realize that uh, Omega wouldn't have enough like fighting support without Crosshair, and then Crosshair wouldn't really have like he wouldn't be able to like have that intuition, that intuitive power that Omega has, specifically probably because she has a potential M count that they ended up seeing. So
Hmm.
yeah, how did you feel overall about the 3 episodes before we like dive deep into it?
Yeah, so I'll go over a brief overview. I personally really enjoyed it. I think there's some talk going around out there that the first 2 episodes were filler, which a little weird. I could see your argument for episode 2, but I don't necessarily agree with it. Um, so I loved all 3 of these episodes. Episode 1 was actually a surprisingly well done sort of just build up episode. I think a lot of the exposition that was done was really well done. It was really well paced. I didn't really get bored throughout that episode. Um, and I think yeah, good episode. Episode 2. We actually watched this together. I was a little bit cooked. It was like 5 in the morning. Um, but I enjoyed it a lot. I love seeing the younger clones, specifically with young Boba's voice, which was pretty cool. Um, and it was just a good little mission to get that intel that they're looking for. We kind of get to reset and see where the batch is at right now. Right now, it's literally just Hunter and Wrecker, because Echo's off with Rex somewhere right now. So that was a little weird. How the mighty have fallen, you know. Episode 3. Um, I think this was the best episode. I think we could probably agree on that. I think all that setup in episode 1 really paid off. And I think that their escape was really well done. I don't think it was they had too much like unbearable plot armor. I think it was a good episode. I'll go way more in depth on it when we talk about all of them, but that's my overall thoughts. Very good episodes.
Yeah, yeah. So diving in, Tantus, Tantus, uh, very dangerous place outside and inside of the lab. We learn of the really dangerous creatures that lie outside because of the ship that crashed at the very
Yeah,
beginning. Which honestly, I could see why the Empire would choose a planet like this because if you
it's hard to
say if you were
escape.
say if you were trying to like approach the base or even escape the base from like at like a far distance, it's something else that you would have to deal with a lot. So
Yeah,
I definitely feel like it makes sense. Going into the cloning projects, one thing I don't feel makes a whole lot of sense is that they continuously test clone troopers' blood on like for
yeah.
days on end when they know it's just not good for what they have planned. It's just like
They test the
why
same clones over and over and over.
it's just like if you know that it's not good, then like why keep doing it? You know, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I really like I really I really like the whole dynamic of Omega befriending a Lurka Hound, uh, making friends in like this ominous place where it doesn't seem like there's like any hope at all. Even when like the one that you're closest to doesn't really want to talk to you at all either. So that's really cool, and it ends up and, and like it goes hand in hand with like the Empire wanting pure loyalty rather than like character, which is domestication kind of goes
Yeah.
hand in hand with that. That's a really cool dynamic. The time jump that we noticed, very minuscule.
Um,
Not a lot of people would notice it, but uh,
I have a.
based
Yeah, go ahead.
based on picture, people are deciphering that it was about 150 days later from
Yeah,
that.
so the Star Wars Instagram actually posted the confirmed
Yep.
number. Yeah, they. I think they said. Yeah, they said it starts 21 days after she gets there, and then after the time jump, it's around 125. So,
Yeah. Wow. Yep.
so like close to 4 months.
Yeah. Long while. Long while.
Yeah,
And then as far as that's all I had. That's all I really had for like the first episode upon viewing it again. It's just the sort of dichotomy of Omega and Crosshair's views as far as like constant hope that you can escape this place, and then Crosshair's like he's a soldier that has to live with his decisions, which is something that Star Wars explained looked over when he was doing his recap was a callback to what Commander Cody tells him in season 2 of like we're different from droids because we can make our own decisions, but it doesn't mean all your decisions are going to be right. So that's something that sort of I guess like foreshadows it in a way, and then also it's just something he has to live with it. And then he also just like I belong in here because his ultimate flaw is that he believed that the Empire really cared for him, which wasn't really the case until especially since Rampart instituted the stormtrooper program and whatnot, and ended
yep,
up just he just ended up going in the waste. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, episode one for me. Like I said, I thought it was really well done. Um, something I did want to mention about you said something about the wildlife and the sort of environment around Tantus, how hostile it is. I thought that was really cool, sort of like an Alcatraz type thing where they sort of put it in a remote hostile area where no one can get in, no one can get out type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool. Um, and I think this whole episode of Crosshair being sort of stagnant and not really open to even the idea of escape, and Omega having hope, I think was really cool. I think the way they portrayed her having hope in this like industrial dark place was really cool. The fact that she is collecting straw to make her little straw doll was really cool.
Yeah.
It shows
Yeah.
her hope shining through, and her tallying on the walls, things like that. Um, I think that
Hmm.
was the things like that were really cool in this episode. Um, Batcher, I think that was a smart thing. It shows that her humanity and her this is sort of jumping to episode 3, but it helped save her in the end,
Yeah.
and gave her an edge over the Empire.
Right.
I think this episode is just
Right.
really great. Obviously not the greatest, but it's a setup episode. As well, like you said, it's kind of weird that they keep testing the same clones over and over every day. But I did like Nalase and Omega's relationship in this, where she's throwing away her blood samples and things like that to protect her. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, good episode.
Yeah. Episode 2, very interesting episode in the sense that we see Hunter's basically mindset and like mental
They're
state.
really desperate.
Have uh like There's a scene, his first scene on the Marauder, where you see Tech's broken glasses on the pedestal, and he doing Tech's job as far as looking at the maps and stuff, which is something that Tech always used to do. And then being like really brash in the sense of like rushing into missions because he's impatient. Uh, and
Yeah.
then it's gotten to the point for them that Wrecker has become the voice of reason, which is something that you would never expect to happen
Yeah.
if all the batch were are always together and whatnot. Which was really cool to see. And then I it was really cool to me to see the young cadet clones again because
Yeah.
a sort of loophole that was left in season 1 of the show was that when they were filing out of Camino, they were just filing out off ships, and we don't really know what happened to them. They kind of just left. But now we know where they went. They went to this place where they were getting tested and whatnot, and then once the Empire found out that a situation occurred where they wouldn't be able to control it, they just kind of ditched them. So
Yeah.
yeah, really cool to see. And then trust issues among them. They call them defectives. Obviously, a sense of racism there,
The
but
racism in the clones is always great. I mean, they
yeah,
call them regs, they call them disabled, so it goes all around. It's
yeah.
equal.
But they find a fascination with them because of Hunter and Wrecker's loyalty, which is something that regular adult clones didn't have for them. So
Hmm.
they have a sort of respect for that, which ends up uh, helping one of the causing one of them to help him. I think it was Deke, the one that helped him. I remember it was Deke. There was
I
Mock,
couldn't tell you
and
names.
then there was one more I don't remember the name of, but yeah. And then they considered taking the ship, but at the same time, if you think a little further, like where do you know? How do you know you? Where are you gonna go if you take the ship? Like you don't know
Yeah.
like what planets are safe and whatnot. So it was best if you would help them and then fly out together, which happened. And then now they're gonna go to Pabu, which I think is pretty cool. And the reason why this is not filler is because Hunter and Wrecker have a lead on where to look. They actually have some they actually have somewhere in
Yeah.
close proximation in terms of where to start their mission. But something I do like is that they don't know that they're not still gonna be there. They don't know that they've escaped and gone somewhere else,
Yeah.
which is gonna be
Yeah.
really it's gonna be really cool to see how that all plays out. But yeah, that I really I thought this was just a pretty fun episode, just to show, just to start everything back up. What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I think the this is a good episode to start out. I think the best thing about it is the sort of, I would say, Bad Batch dynamic, but there's really only two of them. We see at the beginning of the episode just how desperate they are. They're willing to just, throw in a pike to another gang, and who knows what else they've been doing just to get a lead on something. Um, and I don't know why they had to need to show the one guy whose horn got chopped off in season one. Um, but he's here too, I guess. That was a terrible episode, by the way. We don't talk about that episode. Um, and I think what you said, where sort of they're kind of lost without each other, um, and Hunter's sort of really, like you said, brash, and irrational, and Wrecker's kind of just. We didn't get much from Wrecker this episode, but he's kind of just there, and he's almost like the rock for this small group, which is, like you said, not a good thing. Um, and I
Yeah.
think that they're really, really lost and broken. I mean, if you if you rewatch an episode from season 7 with them in it and compare, there's really nothing to compare. Um, I think seeing the Clone Cadets again was really great. I think seeing how they sort of came around in the end, um, to the batch was good. typical little information extracts with a big tentacle monster. It happens a lot in this show for some reason. Um, and yeah, just not much to complain about in this episode. On the subject of filler, I don't think it was filler, like you said, because they are progressing their goal of getting to Omega and Crosshair. But at the same time, at the end of episode 3, it feels kind of like a punch in the face because they escaped anyway. But hopefully that lead does come into play, and it helps them locate Crosshair and Omega in the next coming episodes.
Yep. Yep. Episode 3, titled Shadows of Tantus. Very, very great episode. Starts out with a bang in terms of like saying, "Oh, an unexpected guest has returned. We know who it is. We've seen the
Mhm.
trailer. It's going to be Palpatine." And then once Nala Se finds out that she's going to be occupied with that, and realizes that Emery Carr is going to be testing this, taking her job as far as testing the samples, it's like it's go time. It's go time, Omega. You gotta go. And then she doesn't really
Yeah.
hesitate in terms of taking on that responsibility of getting out of there. Um, really cool to see. Everything with Palpatine and Hemlock to me was just really good. It played out really well. Uh, Starting out their conversation as far as testing larger objects, which is like kind of basically referencing the Zilla Beast, which was from last season, of course. And then Project Necromancer, something that is basically in the early stages.
Yep.
Dr. Hemlock seems like the guy to definitely. Dr. Hemlock and Nala Se are definitely the ones that are good to start that out. We knew all along from the ending of season 2, when Hemlock needed Nala Se really bad. We know that it was because of that. It was because of they want to
Yeah.
clone Palpatine again, which is something that has to be explained at some point, and it looks like that it's gonna be good now, which
You know,
is yeah.
they yeah, they've been working up to that for many years, man. I mean, ever since Mandalorian, the past couple of years, they've really been trying to push that.
Yeah, yeah, and then seeing that it started while the Emperor was still around, which is it's it makes sense because this is Palpatine's contingency plan in terms of wanting to rule the galaxy for, like literally for eternity. It's what he was. It's his contingency, which makes him a different Sith Lord in the sense of like because most Sith, from my eyes, are like a rule of two, passing down what you've learned, and then once the
Yeah.
time comes, you're gonna have to take over, and even whether if not it becomes the betrayal of the apprentice or not. And the Palpatine's like, no, there's no rule of two, it's rule of one, basically, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it comes. And then it makes even more sense of him wanting to replace Vader with Luke on Return of the Jedi, just recycling students on end on end on end. So yeah, really fascinated with that. A lot of people are not, and we, yeah. So being all serious with this,
Yep.
people saying that the sequels need to be let go. First off, if you were saying that one Dave Filoni is like a perfect director, but the sequels need to go, disappointed in you. First of all,
Yeah.
because
You're a
because Dave
very biased
Filoni
individual.
has actually pronounced about how he has become fascinated with the sequel trilogy in a degree. He's talked about how much he likes The Last Jedi and how much Ryan Johnson Ryan Johnson's basically unique and intuitive mind changed to perspective in a Star Wars movie, for better or for worse, because whenever you have one director in the beginning of the trilogy and then switch to another one and then go back to the same one,
Yep.
there's inevitably
Bound to
becomes a
fail.
consistently problem. But it is something that you need to explain in like earlier in the timeline. If you're gonna start up with episode 9, all of a sudden this guy's back, you're like, what? Like, how did this happen? And it's just
Yeah.
something that kind of just comes up, and he didn't think of this all along. Of course, Palpatine thought of it all along. It's what his plan was all along. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I got. The there was a nice moment when Crosshair and Omega escaped the base, and they're out in the jungle. Did you hear about Plan 72, or did they teach you about Plan 72? Yeah. Uh, call back to tech, and yeah, I just thought it
Yeah.
was really cool to see. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
seeing the sort of chemistry with Crosshair and Omega, who literally haven't done like one mission together. They've never worked together at all before now. And just see how they kind of just go hand in hand already. It's just so cool in terms of like exemplifying the Bad Batch's nature. I think
Yeah.
it's just really cool to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot of thoughts about this episode. I think this is the best of the three that we have. Um, I think, I mean, you touched on a lot of the things that I agree with. I think it was really cool seeing Nala Se kind of jump into action when she learned she's not going to be able to get rid of Omega's sample. Um, and she wastes no time in informing her what to do. Um, a little weird that she has a data pad that literally gives her access to the entire base, but she is she is one of the most needed and essential scientists, so I guess it makes sense. But um, I would have thought Hemlock would thought of this. But anyways, um, I want to talk about the Palpatine stuff for a while. I think that was a cool way to get Omega and Crosshair escaping, was to have a distraction, and what bigger distraction than the literal Empire or Empire, the little Emperor. And I think that that was a great way to sort of explain how it's a little less guarded. It's a little easier for them to escape. Um, I think with the Palpatine stuff, I'm intrigued with all the Necromancer stuff. Um, I think, and I think a lot of more people would be if their mouths weren't sour from the taste of Rise of Skywalker. I think, I think the actual idea of Palpatine having a contingency plan where he clones himself, a lot of people would like that idea. But I think in Rise of Skywalker, because it was so abrupt and he was introduced in the literal title crawl, um, and there was no build up to it, and how rushed that movie really was. I think that a lot of people just want to just throw it away and just leave it in the past. But there needs to be an explanation for this. Um,
Yep. For sure.
and I think, I mean, we don't love the sequels here. We prefer the two other trilogies. But there are definitely really cool things in them, and there are a lot of cool concepts in the sequels. This being one of them. And if there's anything about Dave Filoni, he can make mid writing and mid plot really good. So we'll see where he takes that. I think there was some speculation on when the actual like pod opens, what is in there that they're looking at. I'm assuming it's just a younger Palpatine because Palpatine sort of smirks. People have been saying like Snoke for some reason, but why would that even? I don't
Snoke
know.
was Snoke was viewed as a failed experiment or like an
Yeah,
abomination.
Snoke's not necessarily the most impressive model, um, and there would be no reason to be smiling at that. He doesn't come off right off the cusp as like, oh yeah, that's what we want, right?
Yep.
Um, I think. So moving on from
Shout out Andy
Palpatine a little
Serkis though.
bit.
You're a good actor.
Yeah, he is. He got a second shot, and I think he did great.
Yep.
Moving on, their escape, it's pretty good. We got this little thing where Crosshair has to distract the guards, and we get to see how the stormtroopers are fed this narrative that they're superior to the clones, and that the clones are sort of just this discarded, retired trash, in the way that they treat Crosshair. And I
Yep.
think that's funny because that's the narrative that's been sold to them by the Empire. Even though in reality, Palpatine just wants a larger military. The clones are much more have much more experience or much more trained, but you know the whole stick. Um,
Yeah.
so they escape. Again, they have a lot of chemistry. That little callback to Tech was really great. Crosshair has a line where he's like, "Of course he taught you that," which I thought that was really cool. Um, when she
Yeah.
says Tech taught me, and he's like, "Yeah, of course he did." And then they make it out, and I don't think it was too forced. And I actually felt a little nervous. I didn't know if they were going to escape, so I think that was really good. I didn't know if they were going to make it out. I'm glad they did though, so we don't have to be stuck on here the whole season. Um, and just a really, really great episode. And great 3 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna pause real fast so I can check the how long we've been going for. Going on for 36 minutes. Cool.
Yeah,
Let me wait for the overlay. So yeah, that's the sort of recap. The next we're gonna wait a few weeks to talk about the Bad Batch again on the podcast.
yeah.
Uh I believe we do have a double episode premiere um
In a couple weeks.
on March the 13th with episode 6 and 7 coming out of the same day. So after those episodes, that will be our next Bad Batch centric episode. So yeah, as far as far as predicting over the next couple episodes, it's hard to do that with this show specifically because
Yeah,
it hasn't been
it
known
jumps
to have
around.
one continuous plot line. It kind of just jumps around. Like the for Bad Batch season 2, we had no idea what the actual plot was going to be. Even besides like sort of hinting that Tantus was going to be a big part of it, which obviously it was. And then it was all about like countering the empire and buying freedom, doing more against them, and ultimately doing more against them led to having some loss. So now they're
Yeah,
having to deal with that, and then it's become very clear that their final mission is going to be reuniting the crew back together.
yeah.
And whether if that ends decent or whether it ends bad, they know that's gonna end like that. So yeah,
I think I'm more inclined to the latter, but yeah.
yeah.
See.
So episode titles for the next few. Episode 4, a different approach. Not exactly sure what that would entail, but episode 5, the return. I have a feeling
Mm,
that might be the Ventress episode. I might
that's very
that
possible.
I think that could be an entail to
Mm-hmm.
see. And then there's infiltration and extraction, which probably has to do with a prison break. Maybe uh, couldn't really tell you what that could be. Bad territory, probably like because like at some point Wolf comes in. At some point, Cad Bane and Fennec Shan will show up. At some point,
Yep.
Rex will show up. So
Yep.
yeah,
We
we'll
know
see.
there are spots in this season where things will happen, but we don't know exactly when, what,
Yeah,
where.
we'll see what all entails. But
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty much it for Bad Batch discussion. Do you have any sort of things that you would like to see in the next couple episodes?
Yeah, well, I would um to be honest, I don't think this is gonna really happen in this season. I obviously don't really want filler. Let's leave that to season 1, okay? Let's don't bring it back. Let's not bring it back. Um, and I want a slight. I think I want a slightly more focused storyline. I think we sort of drift in this show a lot, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I think for this final season of like the clone era, I think we could really use like a really tight and well crafted story to have like a really great send off. So I don't know exactly what that would be, but
Yep.
honestly, I'm here for anything they bring to the table, and I'm just ready for the ride.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's all. That's gonna be our Bad Batch discussion. Very good premiere. We will look forward to seeing more of it every week, whether if it's a one-parter like the next 2 weeks. But we do have 2 weeks out of the season where there's gonna be a 2 episode weeks. So
Yep.
yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I definitely indicates less filler to be had, perhaps. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's get into short segments. Let's do it.
Hooray!
For Dooku, name me the top 10 villains in terms of screen time in the Clone Wars.
Ooh, top 10 villains?
Yeah, top 10 villains with the
Okay,
most screen
so,
time.
okay, can I get, well, first off, Dooku.
Dooku is number one by far.
There we go. Ventress.
Number two.
There we go. Grievous.
Number seven.
Number 7. Wow, okay. Um, can I get Maul, actually?
Number four.
There we go. Savage.
Number five, my friend.
Ooh, okay. Um, Cad Bane.
Number six. There you
There we
go.
go. All right, all right. Can't get too cocky. I'm very tempted, just for gits and shiggles, to say Trench, but I'm not gonna say that. That's a waste. I
Absolutely
want
not.
to. I want to say it, but no. Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is where I actually have to think a little bit. It could be Palpatine, but I don't know if they're really counting him because he's kind of on the good side sometimes, and I don't really
Wow,
know.
incredible thought. I want you to dwell on that.
Incredible thought. Okay, can I get Palpatine?
Yeah, he's number three.
Okay, he number 3. Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
Um.
you're just missing 8 through 10.
Okay. 8 through 10. So these are the little bit more obscure ones. All the villains that I think about when I think of villains, I've basically already stated. So I'm gonna have to dig a bit deeper now. Um, can I
So
get? I don't
two
know if he really counts.
yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
two of these characters only appear in the show.
Yeah,
And one of them actually dies in the show.
that's what I was about to say. I don't know if he really counts as a villain. He probably does, but can I get pre Vizsla?
He is number 9. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, number 9. So that was the one who dies. I'm assuming. Um, so one more of them is exclusive to the show, and another one is not.
Yeah.
Um, interesting. I'm thinking it might be one of the bounty hunters.
Has has
Maybe.
something has something very much in common with another villain, like a very specific similarity.
Mm, um, I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking right now. Bounty hunters. I don't know if that's right. I'm thinking
Ooh,
Boba.
not
Um,
a bad thought. You can dwell on that a little bit more.
yeah. I'm thinking. Okay, can I get Arsing?
Not or a sing, but you're pretty
Okay.
close.
Okay. Where did guess Cad Bane? Oh no, he's
Who
not a villain.
who
Um,
who goes like hand in hand?
c- can I get Boba then? I'll just try
Yeah,
Boba.
yeah, he's number 10. Yep.
Okay, he's number 10. So we just
And then you're
need 8
and
and
then you're
9.
just missing number 8. Very
This number.
only appears in the Clone Wars. Um and then actually was referenced in a recent live action show.
Oh really? That's probably gonna be Kenobi, maybe, or it's well, it's either Kenobi or Ahsoka. Um, but who am I thinking of here? Uh,
Shares a home planet of 3 different characters on this list.
oh, um, that should be a big hint. Oh, is it 1,000?
Yes, Thousands number 8, and
There
that
we
is
go.
the list. Ba-bang.
Cal Kestis, name me the top 10 best-selling Star Wars video games.
The government name. The government
Yep.
name. Can I so the times, the years definitely vary on this. So one
Well, I'll tell
I
you,
think
there's only one like retro game on here.
oh really? So yeah, it's all
Yep.
gonna be uh let me start out with a guess that might not cook at all. Is Squadrons on here?
Uh, yeah, like dude, I don't know where that came from. I don't know why you would ever even consider saying something that stupid, but it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not on here.
Can I get Jedi Fallen Order
Yeah, that's your number two. There you go.
number for can I get the two EA Battlefronts?
Yeah, Battlefront 2015 is number one, and 2017 is number three.
Yeah. Can I get man, Galaxy of Heroes doesn't count, I guess, would it?
It's
I
free.
don't
It's a free game.
yeah.
It has
Okay.
made the most money though.
Yeah. So can I get a Jedi Survivor? I think it guess it
No,
should be
you
here.
can't actually.
No,
You
man.
cannot get that.
Man,
Think of
dude,
like
I'm
a really iconic
yeah.
one, like that everybody
Yeah.
loves.
Let me get the two Force Unleashed games.
You're only gonna get the first one, but the
Force
first one is
Unleashed
number
2 is not in the
five.
top 10?
Force Unleashed is not here.
Man.
Did not cook.
Okay. Let me get Lego the Skywalker Saga, and let me get Lego the Complete Saga.
Okay, Complete Saga is in your number four, and Skywalker Saga did not make the list.
Oh
This
my
list is
goodness.
cooked.
What about Lego Star Wars 3? Is that here?
No, no, it's not.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, we're getting the brain's getting fried right now. So I have
So you have all you have left is your number 6 through 10. Yeah, 6 through 10.
I have the top
Yeah,
5.
you have the top five. Yeah.
Okay, can I get Republic Commando? Is that here?
No, no,
What
you're not
about
gonna get that.
ah, I'm getting fried here.
Okay, so
I'm getting so
so
cooked.
think of like there are two multiplayer games on here, and there's two multiplayer games, one retro game, one retro-ish game left, and then two or yeah, two like family games.
Is
Say
the
that.
retro game either Jedi Outcast or Jedi Academy?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not one of those. I love
Oh
those
man.
games.
Yeah, those games are sick.
It's a '90s game.
The multiplayer game is throwing me off because I've already guessed the EA Battlefronts.
It's like it's a you guessed the EA
Oh,
Battlefronts.
the original Battlefront 2 is definitely going to be here.
There you go. That's your number six. And
And is Battlefront 1 here? I mean,
there
I
you go, number
personally
nine.
I don't think the original Battlefront 1 was that great, but because you can't play as
It
heroes,
wasn't.
but
It was
yeah.
just trooper play, but it
Yeah.
sold. It was 2004. It sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have your number 7 and 8 left. Um, your
7 and
seven
8.
and eight are beloved couch co-op games, and your 10 is that one retro game.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh,
So you
is it the Revenge of the Sith game? Is that here?
no.
No.
Okay, so your number seven, I think you're thrown off because you
Yeah.
guessed this. If I give you this hint, you're gonna get it. Um,
Is
tell you
it
this though, they're Lego games.
Oh, is it the two original Lego games? Lego Star
Yeah,
Wars the
it's Lego
yeah.
Star Wars and Lego Star Wars 2.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars the video game. Yeah.
Yeah.
W.
So
The
your last
Cantina
one, I don't
Lego
know
is
if you're gonna
sick.
get it, but your last one is number 10. Um, 10. 10 . 10 is number 10. 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 10 is I don't know what hints to give. It's a shooter. Um, it's a shooter. It's not really an arcade game, but it is definitely retro. First person shooter, to be specific.
Oh, I'm throwing. I was about to say that pod racing game, but that's definitely not it.
No. First person shooter pod racing game.
It's not
Um,
Republic. It's not Republic Commando. I've already guessed that.
no. It's so I'll tell you the poster is like I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it's like a dark trooper on the post on the cover art or a stormtrooper or something. One some type of stormtrooper.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in the towel. What is this?
Yeah, it's Shadow of the Empire.
Oh, I was not getting that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Co-Dark Disciple. I need you to name me every character in the Bad Batch to also appear in live action.
Every single one. Okay. So Rex, first off, he was in it for 5 seconds. It
Yeah,
counts.
yeah, that's a good
Uh,
pull.
Palpatine,
Yeah, Palpatine. You
Cad
said Rex,
Bane.
Cad Bane. You said Rex. What character kind of just goes hand in hand with Rex?
Oh yeah, Cody. You're right. Wow.
Cody. That's right.
Yeah. So we
So
got
Rex.
Cody, Rex, Palpatine, Cad Bane, Fennec Shand.
Yes.
Um, who else are we thinking of here? Hera.
Yes. Good one.
Chopper.
Yes.
Who else do we got in this? Oh, Depa Balaba.
Wow. Yes. Good pull. I didn't think you'd get that
Yep, there we
one.
go. There we go. Yeah, you think I'm stupid, bro? All
You
right.
got a
So
you got a couple more characters on the premiere episode.
yeah, I think you're right about that. Lama Se or gee, I always get the Kaminoan name messed up. Nala Se. Um,
Not Nala Say. You're thinking of the wrong one.
and jeez. Um, Lama Su. There we go.
Lama Su, and there's another Kaminoan character.
Yeah, the one that introduced Obi-Wan. I'm
Dad,
cooked on the name.
this character's here.
Oh, yeah, no, it's right there. It's right there. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Um, dang it, I'm stuck on that. Anyways,
So there's only two more characters I think that are like pretty obvious ones.
okay, two more that are pretty obvious. Um,
Honestly, maybe
dude,
three, but yeah. But you only have
yeah,
you have seven characters left in total.
7 in total. Wow. Okay.
So yeah,
Um,
some of these characters I really don't think you're gonna get, because they only appear in like one episode for like a couple minutes. But
yeah. Um, let me just recount my memory. Oh, Saw Gerrera. That's
Saw
one.
Gerrera, yes,
Oh, it's
and
Tonwi.
Tuan Wei.
That's
There
the
you
camera.
go.
There we go. You just
Yes,
gotta let me cook. You gotta let me cook.
yeah.
All right. So
May she
Saw
rest in
Gerrera.
peace. Saw
Yep,
Gerrera,
yep.
yes.
Saw Gerrera.
Who also appears in the episodes that he's in?
He's in one of the last episodes of season 2. He's also is he in other episodes? I think he is.
He is
Oh
also
yeah,
in the
he's in the
premiere.
beginning. He's in the season 1. Who's there with him? Trying to remember that. Um, I don't know. Let me keep
The
thinking.
Bad Batch attempted to storm this guy's base.
Wait, what? Dude, I actually don't remember this right now. I might be cooked. They attempted to storm his base. Um, hmm,
So I'll let you dwell on that. A couple more clues
yeah,
on the other characters.
go ahead.
One of these characters has something very much to do with the rebellion. Appears in the movies and a live action show. And uh, another character also has to do with the Republic. Actually, in the same episodes as the character that I mentioned previously. And then there's one character that appeared for like 2 minutes or something in season one, episode
Oh my
5,
goodness.
and then one character featured in the season 2 finale says one voice line.
Nice. um, so immediately you said season 1, episode 5. I'm pretty sure that's the Rancor. Is that the Rancor? Oh, not the Rancor. It's the.
It is the Rancor.
Why am I forgetting his name? Blah.
Ba ba ba. His
It's
his
it's
initials
Bib
are BF.
Fortuna.
Bib
It's Bib
Fortuna. There
Fortuna.
you go. Yes.
You know what's funny is I actually thought of the Rancor before Bib Fortuna because it is speculated that Rancor may or may not be the one
It
that
it
gets
is. It's
absolutely
confirmed.
boned to death by Luke.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed that it's not the same. So he's not
Yeah.
there.
All right, you're right. And look, there goes
So
my camera out
okay,
of
let me
focus.
let me dwell on this character. I'm very surprised you haven't said this character yet. Appears in season 1 episode 1, season 1 episode 3, season 1 episode 15, season and then season 2 episodes 14, or no, season 2 episodes 15 and 16.
This is like a prominent character. This is
Also
somebody who shows up.
also
Mul-
appears in 2 films.
Wait, 2 films.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a very prominent character. Um, and you said something about rebellion, so maybe it's I'm trying to remember who's in this show. To be honest, right now I'm kind of digging.
I'll give you
Um,
I'll give you another minute or two to see if you can get this.
all right. So they are. Oh, how did I not get this? Tarkin.
Tarkin, yeah. And then
Okay, he was.
there's another character that's very, it says one voice line but goes hand in hand with Tarkin in the season
Oh,
2 finale.
oh, dude, season 2 finale is like repressed from my memory. That was traumatic. Um, think. One voice line that goes hand in hand with Tarkin.
Also featured in a movie that Tarkin is also in.
Which there are only 2 movies.
It's not Darth Vader, if that's what you're thinking.
No, I didn't think it was Vader. I'm thinking it's more likely to be A New Hope, just because if it's
uh,
someone related, it's not A New Hope. Okay, so it's it's Revenge of the Sith, which Tarkin appears in for like 2 seconds.
oh, my bad.
Um,
Tarkin actually appears in 3 movies then.
okay, great. So what is this? What is this magical third movie that he's yapping about? Uh
Tarkin appears because of CGI.
oh, uh-huh. I know who you're talking about now. It's Krennic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
All
remember
right.
this
And
now.
then, yeah, the other 2 are Bail Organa and Masameda. All right. Next short we're going to do is we're going to play another round of character guessing. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to select a character, and then we're going to go back and forth asking yes or no questions, and we're going to see who can guess the character first. Bum,
All
bum,
right.
bum. All right. 10 seconds to get 10 seconds to pick a character. Ready? Ready. I got mine. I got my character.
I have mine as well.
All right. All right, I'll go first. Is your character a force wielder?
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Is your character is your character sentient?
Yes.
Not a droid. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Is your character a dark sider?
Yes.
Yep.
Is your character a force user?
No.
Okay.
Is your character in the Clone Wars?
Yes. Is your character um is your character considered to be on the light side or the dark side? I'll just say that.
The dark side.
Yeah.
Villain. Mm,
Villain.
yeah. Is your so he's a dark side force wielder that's in the Clone Wars. Uh, I might throw because there's only like a few options I can take. Is your character does your character show up in the first 2 seasons?
I'll see. That's a good question. No.
Yeah.
Does is your character in a movie?
No. Does your character show up in seasons 3 or 4?
Nope.
Oh.
Does your
Oh, okay.
character appear in an animated show?
Yes. Okay. I think I have a big clue. Does your character show up in season 6?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Well, here we go. Hail Mary, I guess. Is it Rose Tico? I'm just kidding.
My favorite
Is
Clone Wars
it?
character.
Yeah. I get one more little guess here, so I'll say, is your character in the Clone Wars?
Yes.
Okay.
Is your character Darth Bane?
You got me.
Yeah. My character was
There you
Pre
go.
Vizsla.
Previously. All right, nice. Dude, I thought I might have had you because I picked Bane, and then you said Clone Wars, and I was like, oh, he might not get this. I don't know, but you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As soon as I knew that they didn't show up in the first 4 seasons, like pretty much every primary
dude.
villain of that show, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, cash
dude.
money.
I almost picked Tenebris. I almost picked Darth Tenebris, and you might have not got it. I don't know. You might have been cooked because he's not in any shows or movies. You might. All right. So I want you to give me, in order, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor stances by most used
Oh, okay. Okay, this is
by
a
the
good one.
player base.
I've seen this list like
Yep,
once.
it's
Yeah.
somewhere out there. EA posted it.
Yeah. Okay, so number 1, I'm very sure it's single blade. Number 2, I believe it's dual stance. And then I'm gonna say number 3. Oh, okay. I know number 5 is crossguard. Not a lot of people like crossguard, even though crossguard's pretty good. And then I'll say 3 is double blade and 4 is blaster. I'll finalize that.
You locking your list in?
Yep.
Completely wrong. No, you got the list perfect. That's literally the list.
You have 8 episode titles for the Clone Wars. You need to rank them based on which comes first and which comes last.
Okay. Whew. Alright, he sent them to me. Let's see what we got. Alright, so Carnage of Krell, immediately. I'm gonna put that down. I'm writing it down. That's season 4. Rising Malevolence, I believe that is season 1. The Bad Batch is season 7. Old Friends Not Forgotten is also season 7. A Test of Strength. Ooh, is that the Savage Opress episode? I think it is. I don't know.
No. No.
Season 3.
Oh my gosh.
Young and Attack. What, you good?
Did you cut out again? But my Wi-Fi didn't cut out. That was a you problem.
Oh, great. So, do I need to restart?
I mean, you gotta restart your thought process. I'll just cut out this part.
Alright. Yeah, so basically, Carnage of Krell, season 4. Rising Malevolence is season 1. Bad Batch season 7. So is Old Friends Not Forgotten. A Test of Strength. I'm pretty sure that's season 3. I'm not totally confident. Ghost of Mortis, definitely season 3. Gungan Attack, I don't quite know. I think that might be a season 2. I'm thinking with the Jar Jar Jedi episode. So I'm gonna put season 2 down for that. And Orders, I believe that is either a season 5 or a season 6. Maybe that might be in the Fives arc, the Clone Conspiracy arc. Uh, we're gonna go with that. Yeah, I don't quite know. You guys know I'm not the greatest with names, so we'll put that down. That's season 6 rather. So immediately, so I'm going youngest to oldest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, I am going to
you're going season 1 to season 7. So like
yeah.
the
Yeah,
order of
sorry, that's what I
episodes.
meant. Yeah. Okay, so number 1 is going to be Rising Malevolence. Let me order these on my paper. Number 2 is going to be Gungan Attack. We have 2 season 3s, which Ghost of Mortis and A Test of Strength. That's honestly a toss-up between those two. I don't quite know. A Test of Strength may not even be a season 3 episode. I don't even know, man.
So your one you said was Rising Malevolence. You said number
Yep.
2 was
Gungan Attack.
what? Okay.
My number 3 is really a toss-up. I'm just gonna say A Test of Strength is first. So I'm gonna say A Test of Strength is gonna be my number 3, and then my number 4 is gonna be Ghost of Mortis.
Okay.
That is leaving the 2 season 7 episodes in orders, so that's pretty easy. Orders is gonna be the number 5, and then the Bad Batch is going to come number 6. Wait, hold on. No, I messed up my list. I forgot about Carnage of Krell. Okay, so number 1, Rising Malevolence. Number 2, Gungan Attack. Number 3, A Test of Strength. Number 4, Mortis Gods. Number 5 is going to be Carnage of Krell.
Okay.
Number 6 is going to be Orders. Number 7 is going to be the Bad Batch. And number 8 will be Old Friends Not Forgotten. Let's see what we got.
You did not do terrible on this list, but it's very jumbled. Number
Missed a
one,
couple.
you got right, Rising Malevolence. Number 2 was Ghost of Mortis. So we
Oh,
have
really?
there's nothing else from season 1 or season 2. It's jump straight to season 3. Then
Oh,
we
wow,
jump
okay.
straight. Then we jump straight to season 4 with Gungan Attack. That is from the Mon
Wait.
Calamari arc.
Bro, what? Wait, that was
Yep.
from the Monk. Dude, I don't
Yeah.
even. That arc's
When they
repressed.
recruit the Gungans. Yeah. Number 4 is
Alright.
Carnage of Krell.
Okay.
Number 5 was A Test of Strength. That's the episode where Ahsoka defends younglings from the pirates.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, for
Number
sure.
6 was Orders. That is the tragic Fives death episode.
Yep.
Number 7 is the Bad Batch, which is the season 7 premiere, and then number 8 is Old Friends Not Forgotten, the Siege of Mandalore premiere.
Okay. So I got the beginning and the end, but that middle was a little rough.
With that being said, y'all, we appreciate you guys joining us for episode 3 of Ramblers Radio. We will see you guys next week with a surprise topic. We don't normally schedule topics. We kind of just
We're
come up
still
with them on
figuring
the
it
fly.
out.
Yeah. So with that being said, we'll see y'all later.
All right.